Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today I am going to share with you a sneak peek of the Some Pig stamp set that comes out tomorrow with Miss Ink stamps. Here is the coordinating dies you can get as well. So we're going to be using that. I've already stamped out my images that we're going to be using today. I've stamped out a few of them. I went ahead and stamped out the barn door on some cardstock and the other little images. Some of them I will use today, some of them I'm not. But I'm going to be coloring these up using my Spectrum Noir brush markers. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to pick out the pig that I want to use. I don't know, they're all so cute, it's hard to pick. So we're just going to pick one of the little pigs. I'll do one of them now. And then I will color the other images also that I'm planning on using. We're going to create a little scene card because of this cute little adorable stamp set that I am just in love with. I also have a stencil we're going to use as well. I will show you that in a little while. So I just picked out... I'm using the Fair Skin blend for my little pig. Just because I think he's adorable. I love him. So as I said, the release comes out on Saturday, the 27th. And there are several adorable sets that are coming out. So we'll blend this out with our mid-tone. I also know there's other things going on Instagram, so you want to pop over there and catch that as well, so that you can see all the other adorable sneak peeks going on. They started yesterday and go until today. So we'll blend this out now with our lightest color for our adorable little pig. And he had my heart as soon as I saw him. I'm not going to lie. One, it's one of my favorite books. And two, I just adore pigs. I think they're one of the cutest little animals ever. And if I could get away with having one, I would. Don't think I wouldn't. I actually had a friend who actually had a pig. And that pig's name was Zelma. That was before I was friends with her. But I was like, oh my God, that's so adorable. Cute little pot-bellied pig. I've always wanted one. All right, we're going to color his little hooves. I'm going to use the ice gray blend for that. So I'm going to start with the lightest color. I'm going to lay in the darkest, just a little dot back there. And we will color in the rest of it. Blend that out. Then I'll smooth everything out. While I have that out, I'm going to also go ahead and do my little mouse. Back here. Our little rat. So we'll color him up. Add a little color to him. Just adorable, y'all. Just adorable. So yeah, I'll finish coloring the rest of these off camera. And I will be right back. Alright, I'm going to take a piece of plain white cardstock. I'm going to take the spiderweb stencil and I'm going to place on top of it. I would suggest spraying it with pixie spray first before you put it down. And considering Rick cannot find his because I just saw it, I will just pop it down there and hold it. So we're going to take some Tumble Glass Oxide ink and we will add this to our panel in the back. Really, we're going to use this more as a background layer for our card. It's going to be basically our card front. Or I mean, our card, it's going to be on the top of the card base. You're going to see this instead of just plain cardstock. And I am doing it more splotchy so that it looks more ethereal, like a spider web does. There's our background panel. So I'm going to peel this off. I'll set this to the side. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to take another piece of white cardstock and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine with the frame from the wood grain frame with die set. And I'll be right back. I've got my wood grain frame here. I'm going to stick this down and I'm going to come over it with a couple different colors of oxide ink. I'm going to use frayed burlap. And I'm going to blend that kind of towards the center of each of the sections. It's okay if it gets lighter. I'm fine with that. I just want it for the frame. And I don't even have to have the smoothest blend in the world. So, not too concerned about that. But, I mean, if we get a good blend, that's great. It's just going to add to the texture. And that's all I really worry about with the frame right there. Now, I'm going to take some ground espresso. And I'm going to lightly add some of that. I want it to just catch on certain parts of that wood grain to add to that aged look of wood. I want it to look kind of like a barn wood is what I want it to really look like. I'm going to come back in and add just a little of our tumbled glass as well, because that's going to help add to that aged, weathered appearance of our wood. So there's my frame. I'm going to set that to the side, let it dry. I'm going to use the interior of that frame for part of the card. All right, for our little interior of our wood frame, we're going to use that. I'm going to add a little ink color to it. So I'm using our tumbled glass, and I'm going to let it kind of fade off. It's going to be my abstract at sky. Then I'm going to take a little of my frayed burlap and just bring it up from the bottom. I just need a little bit of a ground. All right, I'll let this dry and I'll be right back. All right, for my card base, I'm going to do a Kraft card base today. And I do have 3 other cards to show you using the set. I think I am going to trim this down a little. All right, I trimmed my spiderweb inked background down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I actually am going to just use that in there instead of our background right there. I'll save this for another project that I have planned. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. Actually, we're going to go ahead and add our web first. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment for the ends right here on our card front. I'm going to go ahead and lay this in because I have decided to change my mind on what I wanted to do. I'm going to actually make this into a shaker card. And inside the set, you have some teacher, terrific, hello, greetings, and just a couple regular spider webs, as well as other salutations as well. And I'm going to make this a teacher appreciation card. So I'm going to do this right there. And I'm just going to stamp that in VersaFine Nocturne ink. We have our sum teacher back there. All right, so in order to turn this into a shaker, we're going to need a piece of acetate that's the same size as our frame. So I've already cut that out. And I will take and flip that over and grab some adhesive. There's a reason we can't have nice things, because we got to get my tape runners working for just these occasions. Pop that on. I'm going to go ahead and take my foam strips and I can pop those on. It does take a little while for that liquid glue to dry underneath our acetate, so I'm going to take and be careful with that. Make sure when you're doing that shaker, you have all your pieces are butted up against the other piece, so that you have no gaps, so nothing will leak out. There's our little frame. So I'll go ahead and peel these backings off. I am going to add a little liquid glue so that I can give it a little wiggle room. And I also need to put in my shaker fill. So we will do that. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit of liquid glue along our foam adhesive. I can flip this up. And I'm going to go ahead and stand up where I can stand over it and line everything up. There's that. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my little scene here. You know what? I think we're going to save some of this for another project. So I'm going to add our little hay right there. I have my little pig standing on top of our little hay bale. We might add we're going to add a few of these. So we'll have our little geese here, or goose. Got our little mouse rat. He's a rat. So add him over there. We'll add our little baby goose. We'll add another little baby goose. Just right there. And we have our other little baby goose. Now I'm going to add my little pail. Tuck it right over here. All right, here is our shaker card with the Some Pig stamp and die set. Here are 3 other clean and simple projects I made using the Some Pig stamp set. I can get them all in there. All right, make sure you check out the release coming up tomorrow, September 27th. And I will see you guys in the next video right over there. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.